So the brand split is going to happen in July, and most of you know that I am up for it. I like it, it's a big part of my childhood, and even though there's a lot of negatives, I try to be positive about it, and we will see how it goes. And if it fails, you can always go back and remove the brand split. Now that would be stupid, but it is what it is. It's worth to take a risk. But today I'm going to talk about things that WWE should not do with their brand split. Number 5 is drafting tag team partners into different brands. They did this with Dudley's and the Hardy Boys. It completely failed and it didn't make any sense. So let's hope that the New Day or the Enzo and Cass will not be drafted into the different brands. And 2 days ago at Monday Night Raw, New Day were actually complaining about how they don't want to be drafted into different brands. So let's hope that it does not happen. Number 4, superstars appearing on both shows. This thing ruins brand split, and this is the thing that ruined the last brand split. One of the things. If you make 2 different brands, 2 different rosters, just act like it. When Raw was made into Super Show, it made SmackDown look like shit. And let's be honest, it was shit. Like, the only times that superstars should appear on both shows is where Survivor Series are happening and when it's brand versus brand, so these brands could attack each other, during that month. I think it's alright with SmackDown or Raw shirts. It looks cool. I loved it. Survivor Series 2005 is one of my favorite Survivor Series matches. 5 versus 5 or whatever it is, but Randy Orton won that, and it was a great match. I loved it. And the other time they should appear is during the draft, which makes all the sense. And now when SmackDown is live, I think the draft should happen on both shows. Half of the roster should be drafted on Raw and the other are on SmackDown. Both shows should have matches where winner of the match gets a draft pick. Number 3 thing that they should not do is making Raw a priority. Now I get that Raw will always be the better brand, the bigger brand, the priority, I guess. But you shouldn't make Raw always getting main events at pay-per-views, having better superstars, bigger roster, more titles. And I know that they are not going to be 50-50% equally, but at least 50-40, 45 would be pretty good. I hate this idea of Raw having main eventers and SmackDown having new guys. It should not be that way. Raw could have more of these, but both shows should have a mix of all types of superstars. But I kinda do like the idea of having women on Raw and cruiserweights on SmackDown. I think that's a pretty decent idea. Either way, SmackDown should not be treated as B-level show. Number 2 thing that they should not do is having too many titles. I think that the only 2 titles that they could bring back are the World Heavyweight Championship or new WWE title to SmackDown and the Cruiserweight title as well to SmackDown. So both shows would have the same amount of titles. Raw would have Women's Championship and SmackDown would have Cruiserweight Championship. Now a lot of people don't like the idea of having 2 World Heavyweight Championships on Raw and SmackDown, but I think it's kinda alright. I'm not sure. I would be alright with both options. And I know that a lot of people want that, but bringing back European Championship, Hardcore Championship, WWE Tag Team Championship, World Tag Team Championship makes other titles look shitty. And the number 1 thing that they should not do, and it was one of the biggest mistakes last time, is making SmackDown's World Heavyweight Championship as a mid-card title. It wasn't officially a mid-card title, but it looked like it. You expect to open a show with United States Championship or Intercontinental Championship, or even a match that is not even a championship match. But during the last years of brand split, pay-per-views were opened by the World Heavyweight Championship. It was treated like the Intercontinental Championship and it took away all the credibility of the title. Now I get that if both shows will be on the same pay-per-view, Raw's Championship will most likely end the show because it doesn't matter what title was on Raw. At one point there was World Heavyweight Championship title on Raw and the next time there was a WWE Championship on Raw. And either title was on Raw, that title would close the show. Because Raw is kinda a show, but I don't think that it should be that way. I would probably close the show with a feud of a championship that people are interested more. If there's AJ Styles versus, Kevin Owens or John Cena for the World Heavyweight Championship and that title is on SmackDown, and while Raw has a Roman Reigns versus Sheamus, I mean, just give it to SmackDown. So World Heavyweight Championship should not replace the Intercontinental Championship. Intercontinental Championship should be treated as a big title, but World Heavyweight Championship should be treated even bigger. Anyway, these are just my opinions. Let me know in the comments what other things that WWE brand split should not do. And when the brand split happens, there will be some cool stuff on this channel. The Great One, peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.